on the mic a little more.
Yeah, perfect. Perfect.
Welcome to Behind the Beer, where we go behind the scenes to discover the people and roles of producing the product we all love, craft beer. Now, here is your host, Ernest Stevenson.
Thank you, Emily. Here today at the Vault Bottle Shop in Clover, South Carolina, with owner Brent Voye.
What's up?
How you doing, man?
Hanging in there like a hubcap in the fast lane.
So this is part of an ongoing series about the ecosystem of craft beer from production all the way to the end user. So this episode is covering the bottle shop angle.
All right.
So Brent, tell us a little bit about how you got into craft beer.
I was living in, I dabbled a little bit in what I thought was craft beer, at a younger age. And then was living over in Noda in Charlotte. And I lived there for about 13 years. And I watched Jason over at Salute open his shop. And I got to... it was within walking distance. So I was there probably 4 nights a week, and
Great atmosphere.
Yeah, it is. It's my favorite place to go in Charlotte by far.
By the way, Jason, you need to get back to me if you ever listen to this.
It's a busy man right there.
Yeah, he is.
But yeah, he really kind of opened up my palate, and especially, I had never had a sour beer before. I had frequented his establishment, and he just really opened up my mind to how much was really out there. And so I started sampling and some more, and took a lot of beer home and did some more sampling. But that's really what started it all for me. And I've told Jason this too. He was a huge inspiration for me opening this spot. So that's really what it was, 2014, probably 2015 ish.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a great vibe there. So you got the Salute Beer Shop downstairs. You got the Salute Cerveceria is the brewery upstairs. I think it's also a coffee shop.
Yeah, they're doing breakfast now too. Like the pictures look amazing. I wish I could go there for breakfast and then go back to work.
Yeah,
it's a little far,
but I tell you what, one of the best selections of beer that you'll find anywhere in Charlotte is at the Salute Beer Shop.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You will probably find something that you've never had before.
Yeah, I know I do. Yeah, absolutely. I remember nights going there, drinking a few sour beers, and then waking up the next morning and seeing a brown bag on my counter, and it was like, oh Lord, what did I do? Like 5-6 baller bombers in there, $150 later. But no, great selection. Yeah, he does an outstanding job. He's got some great connections and a really nice guy. Him and his wife. Mm-hmm. Great people.
That's Jason Glunt and Darylyn.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, they're awesome.
They, just watching them, like I remember when they tore down the hole in the wall. They just tore down the wall, or made a big hole rather, and he's like, yeah, we're gonna start serving food. I'm like, hell yeah. Awesome. And then one thing led to another. I think that at that time there was actually like an improv comedy place upstairs where the brewery is. And
I think so.
I think this is after I actually moved from Noda, but he acquired that spot, and that was just like home run for him, I'm sure.
Right.
It's really awesome. Really awesome to watch him grow and stuff. Very inspiring. But
so actually last time I talked to Jason, they were up for or nominated for James Beard Award.
Wow.
So
I think I might have read that. That's a big one.
Yeah.
Those guys he's snagging awards from all over.
Yeah, it's
best
been
bottle shop, best this.
yes.
Well deserved.
It's been best beer bar in the U.S. by USA Today 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
So, okay. Yeah. Well, let's move on though. Let's talk about the Vault Bottle Shop.
Yeah. So
we got your inspiration. So how did the Vault Bottle Shop come to be?
So, I ended up selling my house. My son was about to be born, And I was just like, this is not probably the best place to raise my son. So we moved to outside of Charlotte, closer to Mountain Island area. And at that time, I think Summit was just opening up over there in Mount Holly, and we were pretty close to that spot. And I went there a few times.
That's a pretty cool spot.
It was a pretty cool spot there.
Yep.
They got in kind of early over there too. And
yep.
And I was working. I had been the whole time working here right on the state line of Gastonia and Clover.
Mm-hmm.
So I was very familiar with Clover. I used to eat lunch here a lot, and I switched jobs, and then it was actually further. I was commuting all the way to York, from Mountain Island to York and back, and I saw that this place was available. It was in my commute, and I was like, man, that'd be a cool beer store, and I know Clover's thirsty. And I saw actually somebody showing it as I was driving by, like literally the next day. I was thinking that, and so I turned around and rolled down my window and got some information, went home and ran numbers the best I knew how to, not really knowing much about the backside of this industry.
Mm-hmm.
I told my wife, I was like, look, we could probably move, get our kids in a great school district, one of the number one school districts in the state here.
Mm-hmm.
My son at that point was about to start kindergarten. I was like, this might be a good move. And we had just had our baby girl. And so, I got 2 kids to think of now, and school was definitely on the forefront. So
absolutely.
She said, if you think you can do it, pull the trigger. So I pulled the trigger, and here we are 3 years later.
Yeah.
Roll it 4.5 years. It was about 7-month upfit. This building, I put a lot of work, money, and time into the building, and I had a lot of sacrifices. I couldn't have done it without my beautiful wife, Sarah.
Yeah.
She helps out so much on the back end with the kids and whatnot. And I definitely had to sacrifice a lot of time there with, my daughter growing up and my son growing up, but all for more time with them eventually here, and it's starting to happen, and that's very encouraging.
Yep,
for sure.
Awesome.
Yeah,
awesome.
I love my kids, man. That's everything for my kids.
Yeah,
100%.
So, full disclosure, I actually moved to Clover, 2.5 years ago now, something like that.
I don't know. You've been coming since the beginning.
Yeah. When I was first looking at Clover, coming out of Charlotte, I was like, what am I going to do for craft beer?
That's what I was thinking too. When we were trying to get the doors open, before I got a beer license, I wore the Food Lion out. I wore the Bilo out. And then I wore the Harris Teeter and the Publix out. And I was like,
yep,
man, if it's this hard for me to find some beer that I haven't had,
the only decent craft beer you could find was at Sweetwater.
Yeah.
Bar and Grill. Yeah.
Yeah. He's got a pretty big selection, I think, there.
Yep.
Copper, they've got a few there as well. But, as far as take home goes, I was driving to Charlotte. I was going to Salute, or I was going to, whatever
there was
spot I could
not
find.
A big selection for packaging.
Yeah. Yeah. But, I felt the same way. But here we are. We got probably 200 on the shelf. Maybe not right now. I dialed it back a little bit because I had to count everything at the end of the year, and now I'm struggling to catch back up.
Yeah.
A few gaps on the shelf, but definitely a pretty good selection. People seem to like it.
Yeah. Every time I'm here, man, there's always a nice group of people that appreciate and love craft beer. And there's actually some people who, were not familiar with craft beer who are now big fans of craft beer. So
yeah, I hear that a lot. They're like, Brent, since I've been coming here and drinking this beer, what am I going to do with all this natural? I got a 12-pack of Natural Light that's been in my fridge for the last year and a half. I'm like, give it away. Pour it in your dog bowl.
Okay. Well, speaking of beer, what are we drinking here?
I think you're drinking broccoli from Other Half.
Yeah, I'm drinking other.
Yeah, Other Half broccoli.
It won't even focus. All right.
Yeah, I'm.
Here it is.
And I think we just put on Dreamin' Green from Other Half, coincidentally. Same brewery, great brewery out of Brooklyn.
Yeah.
last night, so that's what I'm drinking.
Yep. And I'm not a big fan of hazies, but I don't know. There's something about this one that
It's pretty fresh.
It's still it's got some nice hop characters and bitterness. It's almost like a hazy West Coast.
Yeah, the more beers I drink, especially IPAs, it's like it's almost a curse. Because it's like, oh, I can tell this IPA is probably at least 30 days old. It's like,
people, IPAs need to be drank fresh.
Let's drink them fresh.
Yes.
That's it. Yeah,
as fresh as possible.
That's it. But
so, tell me about your, what's your overall role? I know you're the owner here, but you do pretty much a little bit of everything, right?
Janitor, social media. They had to do all the orders. I'm usually here right now. We're at that point where we we probably afford a second employee, but it's, we actually do have two employees. Madison's here behind the bar today. She's working.
She's hiding.
Yeah, she's hiding. She works some Saturdays, for us, a few Saturdays a month. And, Ashley, she's been with us for, it's going to be 2 years. So we'll be doing our 2-year anniversary party here soon. Definitely come out and see both these girls. Very sweet, very nice. They'll hook you up, but yeah.
So, about Ashley I was actually here the day that she interviewed with you guys.
Oh, that's crazy. Yeah. I remember that well. Yeah. Yeah. She started out working days and stuff.
Matter of fact, I think I was the only one in here. It was early.
She started working days and she moved to nights, and she's really been a godsend, man. Like, I hope that, my vision is kind of her running this place at some point, truthfully,
Cool.
And giving her.
She's learned a great deal about craft beer.
She has really quick.
2 years. Yeah.
Yeah. She listens really well.
Yes. Yes,
she's
she does.
a great listener.
Yes.
But, great attitude, great spirit. I told her the first day she started working there, I was like, your parents did real well. You have good parents. Like it shows,
You've been raised right.
That's it. Yeah. But, I work here probably during the day, about every day, except the weekends till 5 for now, till that position's filled.
What's a typical day look like for you?
Oh man, I work I have a full-time career in metal recycling. I've been doing that for over 20 years. And that's just that takes up a lot of time, obviously, but I have really, really good support there. My friends own the company, and they've allowed me to open this shop. And I took a pay cut, but I opened this shop and kind of work from here. So I wake up, I do some metal recycling stuff, grab something to eat, come here, open the doors, get the shop in order, and continue to work my regular job. And if I have an appointment or something for that, my wife will cover. Great support from my wife. Once again, thank you, Sarah. Sarah is the bomb.
Yeah, Sarah's awesome.
She's awesome. But I definitely couldn't have gotten this far without the support of my wife, for sure, 100%. My kids are very understanding as well, as much as they can be at 4 and 8.
Yeah. At that age, you're like, yeah.
Like, just play with me, Dad. Where are you at?
Exactly. Let's do something.
That's it. But
actually, that don't change until they're gone. Let's do something.
Yeah. That's what my son was like. If he's not playing video games, he's like, oh, well, what do I do now? I'm like, son, read a book. I don't know. Go outside, play basketball. I don't know. Like, but other than that, then Ashley usually comes in, works the evenings, and I try to, if it's not too busy, I go home and try to spend time with my family and do it all, rinse and repeat, do it all again the next day. That's what the typical day looks like for me.
Nice. How do you see the Vault Bottle Shop fitting into the craft beer ecosystem, as it were?
Man, I don't know. I mean, I'm still new at all this too. I mean, I'm not. I drank a lot of craft beer. Since I opened the spot, I've been here every day. For 3 years, or really 3.5, 4 years, because we didn't took a while to open, but so I haven't got a chance to rub a lot of elbows and meet a lot of folks, but the the higher ups at some of the breweries that have come through and the reps and stuff and people that I deal with have all been super welcoming and so awesome. And I hope, everybody's, it seems like everybody's got open arms and are pretty, they're kind and welcoming. So I don't know how do we fit in? I don't know. Hopefully we're a great great spot for the end user, the drinker, right?
Yeah.
Come here and grab
the fans of craft beer. Yeah,
that's it. Come grab a 4-pack
or the converse to craft beer, as it were.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff moving into Clover right now, and I think everybody's like, "Oh, you're the anchor. You're the anchor." I'm like, okay, well, it's flattering, but I don't know. There's gonna be a lot of places to hang out and drink and stuff right here on Main Street in the next, within the next 8 months, I would say. And we're happy to be a part of it and happy to be here and provide some tasty beverages for our patrons for sure. Yeah.
Awesome. Who would you say are the 3 most influential people that you've had in your journey?
I mean, again, I think most inspiring, Jason Glent, salute for sure. He's helped out a whole bunch. We've got his old wine racks behind us that he had for the first 8 years in his store. He just gave those to me, went and picked those up. I bought that cooler off. He's just been very supportive. Call me anytime you need anything,
just super nice guy.
Let me know if you need it. But so him and, I think I don't want to just call out one distributor. All the distributors and the especially the
so how many
craft
distributors?
Brand managers here in South Carolina, we have to use a distributor,
right?
So I'm using 4 right now. Or 5. I'm looking at a 6th. For some even more higher end stuff.
Right.
But still just building the spot and the business and but yeah, using quite a few distributors. So I couldn't single out one. I don't want to single out one distributor, but the other 2, I'm not going to say any names, but the other 2 are probably a craft brand manager from one and a rep from the other. Both very knowledgeable in beer, and I can't call out one over the other. That wouldn't be right,
Yeah.
So,
oh yeah.
I'll tell you later.
Yeah. These unnamed people. I mean, how have they been influential?
This has been really helpful. I'm still new. I'm still green. And people come in here like, oh, you know so much about beer. No, I don't. I'm just. I mean, I've drank a lot of beer, so I might know a little bit about each style or something. I mean, I know I'm learning a lot about breweries from all over the world and what part they've played, and that's it's fun. That's why I got into this. I was like, let's nerd out about some beer. This is awesome. I just like to learn about it. I love the science behind beer. I don't know, it was always pretty intriguing. And
so I think next up will probably be some Trappist beers on the shelf, right?
Yeah, that'd be good.
You think Clover's ready for Trappist?
I don't know. There's a lot of people that are coming in for and requesting German style beers and Belgian and stuff, and we've got a few, but if I get too much, they just sit and they move really slow. But like I said, there's a growing interest for sure. Clover's growing damn fast.
Yeah, this is supposed to be the year for the lager.
Every year is the year for lager. Like everybody makes the full circle, right?
This year, this is going to be it.
That's it.
See, yeah. So I think you're seeing a shift back towards more traditional styles.
I see a lot of people brewing a Czech dark lager. Those are banging. I love that style. That's probably my favorite style of 2023 that I had never really experienced that much. Zach over at Legal Remedy That's probably one. He's been really cool.
Yeah.
And what he's doing now, owner of Legal, and the small batch stuff he's making right now is just stupid ridiculous. So good.
Yeah.
One of those is the Bohemian Dark Lager, and that really just like I was blown away by that beer. I was like, man, I could just drink these back to back, and it's got that good kind of roasty, notes like a stout or a porter does, but it's thin. You can just keep drinking.
Yeah.
And you're not getting trashed, right? And it's lower ABV. I love that style of beer, and he made a killer one. That's supposed to be coming out in cans soon, so look for that one for sure, because it's a beer. We don't run kegs back to back usually, but I ran 5 kegs of that back to back.
Yeah.
5 people were calling. Yeah, you got the Bohemian Dark Lager from Legal. No, we're out. There's another one that was just Hopfly made a killer one. Quitting Time. That was just on tap.
Yes.
Hopfly is
I love that beer.
Killing it right now.
Hopfly is killing it.
Killing it.
Yes, they
Big
moved
ups to
their
Hopfly.
entire operation to Charlotte, and from Rocky Mount.
I don't know where they came from.
Rocky Mount.
I thought they were somewhere close by. But
Rocky Mount, North Carolina.
Took over Unknown.
Which I don't really know where that is. But they bought Unknown from the Shells and completely
I just ordered a bunch of stuff from them.
the tap rooms and the upstairs and patio and everything, and making outstanding beer.
I'm really upset because the last 3.5, 4 years, I haven't been anywhere. Like people are like, hey, have you been to Hopfly? Have you been to this? I'm like, man, I haven't been nowhere.
Yeah.
I've been here actually.
The beer has to come to you.
That's it. But speaking of Hopfly, I just ordered a bunch of Hopfly. I got a cherry cheesecake blender that's coming, and
nice.
West Coast from them, and maybe a hazy New England of some sort. I'm not sure, but man, everything I've gotten from them has been really, really good.
Yep.
Big ups to those guys over there. They're doing well.
Happy for my buddy Riley over there too, who was he was brewing for Unknown and got to stay on with Hopfly. And
that's good.
Absolutely loving it.
That's good. It seems like there was a solid transition there.
Yep.
Could say differently about some others. That's that area.
Yeah.
But,
well, I don't know. You've probably seen the thing, like craft beer is in decline.
Is it though, or is it the economy?
Well, the economy has a lot to do with it.
Well, I'm just gonna pretend it's beer and drink water.
Yeah, or they're drinking. They're going back to drinking the cheap crap beer.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, peeing a lot.
So yeah. Yep. But not only that, craft beer. There's a push towards other alcoholic drinks.
Yeah.
So I think
I've definitely seen that.
You've seen a lot of tap rooms, who now have liquor licenses.
Yep.
Early on, 5-6 years ago, breweries quickly learned that they had to carry wine, they had to carry Prosecco, and then cider, and then, they had to make seltzer. And now they need to have a liquor license, and they need cocktails and everything else. So
there's a bunch of breweries that are doing that.
Yes.
Wild Leap out there, south of Atlanta, they're dabbling in liquor. Rogue's a big one. They're doing a bunch of liquor.
Mm-hmm. So they have a distillery?
Tons of them. Yeah, I think they have some type of distillery.
Okay.
I was reading.
I know Southern Tier does.
Yeah, for sure.
And
there's a bunch.
Oh crap! What's one up in Grand Rapids? Dragon's Milk.
Oh yeah, Dragon's Milk. I was thinking Founders for some reason. That in Grand Rapids also?
Yes.
Somewhere in Michigan. Founders might be. We might have Founders here for a tap takeover for our 3-year anniversary. Yeah, New Holland. There you go.
Yeah.
Yep. Dragon's
so
Milk.
they actually have a Dragon's Milk bourbon that's
really
pretty damn
I stopped
good.
drinking liquor like 6.5 years ago.
Yeah.
So I haven't beer, wine, cider, and mead that's all I drink. It's enough.
Yeah.
Nothing good was happening when I was drinking liquor because I wanted to drink good beer too. And that's not a good combo. You mix those things up.
The way that craft beer was 5 or 6 years ago, where people were standing in line for bottles and, chasing different things, is now how bourbon is.
Yeah, that's true.
So-
Yeah, a lot of bourbon collectors where people were collecting and cellaring their barrel aged beers and stuff. Yeah, standing in line for 8 hours to get 2 bottles.
Yeah, I didn't do it for craft beer, and I'm not doing it for bourbon either. So
Yeah, no. I can't, even when I was drinking liquor, I couldn't get into whiskey or bourbon too much. It was a hard one for me. So I like to keep my throat wet. It's like, well, you can't do it with this.
you're drinking the wrong bourbon.
Yeah, I probably was. I was probably drinking some crappy bourbon, I'm sure.
So now I'm on to another hot beer, Dreaming Green.
That's what I had a second ago.
Another hazy.
And
What the world's going on today?
I checked that beer in, and I was like, wow, it was like 15,000 check-ins. So it must be one of their core beers, or a definite staple there at Other Half. And I'd never had it. Had several beers from Other Half, but not that one. So I was excited to tap that one last night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I've noticed that you have quite a bit of Charlotte beer.
Yeah.
On your
Damn, there's like
on your
60 plus
menu.
breweries in Charlotte now.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And I think we're gonna take over. I think Charlotte's taking over. Asheville and Charleston. I don't know how many breweries are out there. I know there's quite a few.
Well, Asheville was big time for a while. Matter of fact, the last episode was Chad Henderson with Noda, and
That's a good dude, man. I remember him at a salute.
Yeah.
I used to see him in there quite a bit back in the day in 2014, 15.
2014.
You don't know me, but I remember him.
Yeah. Hop, Drop, and Roll won American IPA at the World Beer Cup.
Did it really?
Gold
Wow.
in 2014. And that's, a lot of people in the craft beer community in Charlotte say that is when Charlotte was like put on the map as a beer city. And we've seen it grow from there. So
Yeah.
hopefully there will not be as much of a decline here as we've seen other places.
Yeah, I think a lot of that contributes to people are like, oh, I'm going to start a brewery. And they open up a brewery and their beer sucks, And it's like, I tell people all the time, I was like, it's easy to make beer. It's hard to make good beer.
Yes.
Especially if you're, these people that are like, oh, well, I've been brewing in my garage for 2 years. I'm going to open up a brewery. Well, welcome to making a big batch.
Yeah.
your recipe it's not
have
conducive.
You have no idea.
But, kudos for anybody that's tried that, but at the end game there is you do have 60 plus breweries in Charlotte right now. Mm-hmm. And if you're going to open a brewery within a 30-mile radius of Charlotte, it better be good beer.
It better be damn good beer, and you also better have food.
That's it.
And you better have all those other liquids that we were talking about earlier. So
that's one thing that we don't have is a kitchen, and it is really hard. I was listening to the podcast you did with Jason the other day. Jason was like, "Yeah, if you don't have food, you're dead in the water." Yeah. I was like. Yeah, but it's true. But luckily, we've had great support with the food trucks. We have food trucks here, 3-4 nights a week. So there's food here, and obviously we encourage people to bring the food inside and drink some beers. That's what we're doing out here. So that's helped us out a lot. We've got a big growth in Clover right now. I got a restaurant that's moving in directly next door to us. I hope I'm not screwing up anybody's plans of the reveal here. But really, really nice restaurant, dine-in restaurant next to us.
And our hundreds of listeners will be all over that.
Yeah, I hear you. And then King of Fire has got a cult following food truck. This is probably some of the best pizza ever. They'll be here from 4 to 7 today, actually, coincidentally. Some of the best pizza I've ever had. Benny's is good to know that too, dude. Oh my God, Benny's. It's a great pizza joint. But a lot of growth happening here. Restaurants moving in, whatnot. And they've both the restaurants, the restaurant next door that's going to be moving in and King of Fire both said they'll run food to our spot. So that's huge. We kind of have food. Yeah,
that's good.
So that's encouraging. We just don't have the space for a kitchen. That's the problem. Pretty good space here, but as far as a kitchen, it just doesn't flow right.
Also, I was thinking earlier, and I forgot to mention it. Zach at Legal Remedy is now a brewery without a tap room.
That sucks.
You should become a satellite tap room.
Oh, that's what you're thinking there. Okay. Well, he approached me when he took ownership of the brewery. He approached me and was like, I want to run all my barrel aged stuff that I do exclusively through the vault. And I was like, hell yeah, let's go.
There you go.
He also approached me about brewing a beer, and we're still kicking the tires on that. I think we've got it all the way down to the style and even possibly the name, but haven't brewed the beer.
Yeah.
But that's on me 100%. It's really hard for me to find out. Like I told you, I was like, I'm here all the time.
Yep.
Like 90% of the time, if you come here before 5, I'm going to be here pouring your beer and mopping the floor and cleaning the toilet. Like I'm doing it all, and taking the beer order and receiving the beer order and trying to work my career at the same time. It's difficult, but yeah, I mean, it's a lot for sure. But.
What's a common myth about your job?
Oh man, that I'm making money. That's the biggest one.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I mean, obviously we're making something, but this isn't like people. I think people look and they come in here and they see me here and I'm talking about beer. I'm hype about it, and they come in here several times and they think that like this is the only thing I do. They don't realize like I'm working a full-time job somewhere else. Mm-hmm. That's what's paying my bills. The bottle shop ain't paying my bills. This is, this is extra income.
Side gig.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's definitely side hustle. But eventually, hopefully, one day this, will be a substantial part of my income.
Yeah.
You got to build it though. It takes a lot. It's probably it cost me twice as much as I thought it would cost me.
Yeah.
Financially, and it has definitely taken up more time, my personal time, family time, my life, more, I won't say double, but it's definitely been more than I expected.
Right.
I don't think people realize that there's a lot of work that's on the back end of this. I can't imagine what it's like for a brewer. I'm sure they have their own headaches and struggles and mountains to climb, but as far as me, man, I mean, you got to keep up these relationships with all these distributors. Right. I mean, in North Carolina or other states, I mean, they don't have these distribution laws like they do in South Carolina. Mm-hmm. You have to keep up those relationships with those breweries, right? Like you're talking to those people directly.
Right.
I don't have that luxury or that curse. I don't mean curse or that headache of trying to keep up with all those people, or going out and searching for the next new hot brewery, that's up and coming.
You're dealing with a handful of distributors.
That's it.
Instead of a sales rep from every single brewery.
Exactly. And that's actually good because I don't know how I would do it.
Oh yeah.
If I was in another state.
Yep.
But and a lot of people are like, oh, that limits you, you can't just go out. Yeah, but there's a lot of small breweries in South Carolina that are absolutely killing it that you can't get in North Carolina because they don't have distribution outside the state,
Right.
Yeah, myths. All I do is just sit around and drink beer and make money. Nope. Sorry.
Sounds about right. Fortunately, my
survey says
my parents owned grocery stores. So, I learned early on that most of the money just goes right back into the business.
So the first year I paid myself $3,000 all year. $3,000 is what I put in my pocket, profit. Everything else, all my profits went right back into the business. And we were able to grow it very fast. And I think that was a smart decision. Especially given that Clover hasn't picked up until just recently. It's starting to gain traction and the snowball effect is happening with the restaurants, and you got an adult arcade bar, pinball and whatever coming in, the coffee shops open. We're in a great spot, great location. And it's just going to continue to grow.
Yeah, and I would say that the Vault Bottle Shop is right here on Main Street in Clover. So
yeah. right here on 321.
Kind of a strange main street.
It is.
It's a 4-lane main street.
It's a 4-lane main street. We have the infrastructure. We are ready.
Unusual for most small towns.
But all the other, the 2-lane highways around us are all being widened. I think 55 as well. 557 definitely is already being cleared out.
Yes.
To a 4-lane. You got a good school district. You got people that are moving here from all over the country that have their kids' best interest in mind, and it's if you have a town with a really good school district, then you've got a promising investment in your real estate, and so there's people that are moving out here just for an investment because they know it's a good school. 90% of people that I talk to, they're like, oh, I just moved here from Connecticut. I just moved here from PA. I just moved here from New York. I just moved here from California.
Arizona.
We heard that
today. Right before we started. Yeah.
It's all because they want their kids in a good school district, and they did the research and found out, hey, Clover is killing it on their school,
Yep.
Couldn't be happier with the school district here. We have the entire school district. One of the head of the school district does an event here at the shop, and invites a lot of the newer teachers and faculty staff at all the schools to here to kind of like a meet and greet type deal once a year. And that's been really good. They've been very supportive. Everybody's been so supportive in Clover for us opening, and we trying to give that back too. We just did a bunch of fundraisers. We did a fundraiser for Lauren Elementary, trying to pay off school lunch tabs that are delinquent lunch tabs. So the kids can't even check out books if they have a delinquent lunch tab.
Right.
The kid ain't paying the lunch tab.
Yeah.
The parents are, and maybe the parents really can't afford it.
Right.
I don't know, or maybe they're they're just slack parents. I don't know, but either way, the kids should be able to check out school books. So I mean, we're paying off some of those lunch tabs. We've done that for Lauren. We just did it for Kynard Elementary. We're going to do Bethany next, and just try to give back wherever we can. It's like Clover's going to be behind us. We're behind Clover 100%. Man, we've got open arms. Definitely
should always give back to your community.
This town has been very welcoming. Everybody on the board has 90% has been very, very helpful and welcoming, and it's been a good experience so far. We're stoked. Clover's opening it all up in York County.
Yeah,
everybody look, Clover's. Rock Hill, York County. Oh, Rock Hill. All right. Well, Rock Hill doesn't have a tattoo shop. We do.
Yeah. So the very first episode that we did of this was in 2020 before everything shut down. So we only got a couple episodes in before everything closed. But our first episode was with Travis.
I just called it the vid.
Yeah, was with Travis Tolson of More Artists. And he talked about how receptive Fort Mill was to him opening a brewery.
Travis, legend.
Yeah,
legend. We had speaking on Travis, we had him here for our grand opening party, and then I think our 1 or 2 year anniversary. We had more back out here for an anniversary party, and man, those guys are killing it, man. Travis, legend. I mean, dude, in my opinion, probably one of the best brewers on the East Coast. I've said that before. There's a lot of good brewers. I'm not discrediting anybody, but
and he don't even brew that much anymore.
He doesn't have
to.
So
shout out to Jesse.
Shout out to Jesse. Yes. But yeah. Definitely, man. Those guys are over there, Jesse and Travis. Great beer.
Yeah.
Everything that comes out, it's going to be solid.
Oh,
it's one of those breweries you just order. Oh, Amore's got something new. Yeah, but send it.
Yep.
Every time. I know it's going to be good.
Right.
They've blessed us with stuff out of their cellar. Those guys have been super supportive. We just put 2021 York County on a couple months ago. I've been holding on to that kick for a couple of years. Those guys they messaged on social media. They're like, "Oh no, we're on our way. We want to taste that. It's going to be great."
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah, those guys are great.
Actually, More Artists just had their 6th anniversary. 2 weeks ago?
Yeah,
something like that. Yeah.
Kudos to those guys, man.
Yeah, actually, that's where I was talking to Zach from Legal Remedy.
Yeah, we're getting ready for our 3 year.
Yeah, awesome.
probably have I think Founders. We're gonna have Founders out here. We're gonna tap a keg of CBS, a keg of the spicy chocolate that just came out. But we're trying to have those 3 beers on tap and do that deal. Ashley, who I spoke of earlier, her 2-year anniversary party's coming up. I think we're looking at either Heist or Replay. I don't know which one is going to be here, but one of them will be here. I think it's probably going to be Replay. We'll see. We'll see which one, but that's just in a week or 2.
Cool.
So that'll be good.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I'll have to put that on my calendar.
Yeah, come out, man. Drink some beers.
So, what's the best compliment that you received?
This compliment. I've heard times. I mean, you've been a breath of fresh air for Clover. People were thirsty, man. They were ready for a spot that they could come out and drink adult beverages and not feel like it's a melting pot of people. You don't have one type of people.
Right.
It's not a dive bar.
Yeah.
We're not open late.
Not that there's anything wrong with dive bars.
No, nothing wrong with dive bars.
I love a good dive bar.
That's it. There's a special time and place for that. After you leave the vault, they feel comfortable here. Like they may not feel comfortable in a setting, a smoky environment, where they smoke still, one.
Are there still some you can smoke in?
Dude, last call across the street, you can still smoke. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, they stopped just recently at the water tank. The water tanks, they've definitely changed a lot of things over the last. They got new ownership, changed a lot of things over the last year or so, and so it's the breath of fresh air. People saying that this is just like I've got people that moved here who, you've met Ryan from Canada, Canadian Ryan.
Yep.
Yeah, shout out Canadian Ryan. Good dude, man, and just loves the town that he lives in now. I moved here from Canada, and he said, Brent, you have no idea. All my friends I've met at the vault, Yeah. And he's like, I moved here, I didn't know anybody. Me and Cheryl didn't, shout out to Cheryl. And their new baby on the way.
Nice.
They're having a baby on the way.
Craft beer brings people together.
That's it.
We've always said that.
Ryan will tell you, all roads lead to the vault. He loves this. He's an advocate for us. But, there's been several people that are like, they'd move here from out of state or out of the country, and they move here, and they're like, this is the spot where it's a melting pot. Like, people come here, and it brings people together, and they're making friends, and that's a compliment in itself.
Oh yeah,
that I've established some type of business where people can feel comfortable to come and eat and drink and just chill out and meet each other and share stories and build a relationship of any sort. But
so
cheers.
What's a cheers?
I'm drinking a Charlestown Fermentary Macer. I didn't realize the second time we had it on tap. I don't remember the first time.
That's a great place out of Charleston.
Yeah. They make killer beer.
Yeah, they do. So what's an insult that you have received that you're especially proud of?
That I'm proud of? That I'm proud of. An insult that I'm proud of. That's good. I can think of a lot of insults, but I don't know any that I'm proud of.
Well, sometimes you get those insults and you're like,
you don't get it? Sorry, I'm proud of that one? I don't know.
Yeah, it's just like
people telling me to put Coors Light on draft. I was like, dude, come on, man. It's like, I already have bottled water.
See, that's an insult. They just don't know it's an insult.
Miller, like, you need to put it. Yeah. So early on, like the first couple months, we got a Google review, like 2 stars, 3 stars. And I was like, what the I was like, what happened? How can I make this better? And I'm reading it, and she's like, oh, it's like okay little spot, but they'll never make it in Clover if they don't sell it. Bud Light and Miller Light and domestics. Okay.
Yeah.
Here we are.
That defeats the whole purpose.
3.5 years later. That's not what we're doing here.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong. I'm not downing those beers. There's people, old timers especially, that are just set in their ways. Lagers have been American light lagers have been shoved down people's throat for the last 100 years, right? And maybe 80. I don't know how many years, but and in people's minds, the word beer is tied to that style.
Yeah.
And
absolutely.
I don't like beer. I hear that all the time.
They just don't know better.
I don't like beer. I'm like, well, you probably don't like lagers. So, try this sour.
Yeah.
Especially the ladies. The ladies love sours. The ladies love the sour beer. I'm like, try this. And they're like, oh my God, this is beer? Yeah, it's beer. Did you know there's like 250 styles of beer? Like, it's not just one.
Oh, yeah.
Is that so? No, the insult, I don't know. I don't really get a lot of insults. And if I do, I don't focus on them. I just try to blinders, stay in my lane.
Yeah.
You got other spots in this area that are trying to do this kind of the same thing or for events wise and stuff. And I'm just like blinders,
right?
Stay in I just one foot in front of the other. We're doing our own thing. I don't know.
Yeah. So what's the biggest challenge that you're facing as a bottle shop owner, and how are you tackling it?
The biggest challenge, I'd say the biggest challenge that I face is balancing time with my family. To be completely transparent.
Nice.
It takes a lot of time and effort, and I probably sleep 5-6 hours a night, maybe. And it's not because I play Rocket League every night for 3 hours. It's not. I promise. I'm gonna blame it on the vault. No.
Yeah.
No, but it takes a lot of time. The kids go to bed. Yeah, I do play Rocket League. If you want to hit me up, Brent Voye 76. I play it a lot. I don't. Obviously, I go home. I try to help as much as I can around the house and with the kids. And when the kids go to sleep, that's when I crack open a beer and actually get to sit down and relax and taste a beer. And I usually play a little bit of Rocket League or something or Zelda. and then you just try to, try to spend some time with my wife too.
Yeah.
You got to have me time, but you also have to, especially if you're married or you're in a long-term relationship of some sort, you get kids, like you gotta make sure that they're getting the attention that they need too, because
absolutely
this definitely will suck you dry.
Yep.
So it's hard, but end game, I say end game a lot. Is a better future for them and a better future for my family. Just try to do it without killing yourself. It's definitely it takes a lot of energy and time, more than I thought, but no regrets.
I love that reference.
I wouldn't get the tattoo. Speaking of tattoo, you got York County's first tattoo shop, The Local, just opened up. Guys from Arizona.
Oh, okay.
Dude from Arizona moved out here, opened up the first tattoo shop in all of York County.
Really?
Yeah. All of York County.
Wow.
And I was like, really? There's not one in Rock Hill?
Is there not?
No.
There has to be.
No. There's been some laws that have held York County back for some tattoos, some old laws, and they figured out.
I swore I've seen tattoo parlors in Rock Hill.
So the town has more say than the county. So the town was completely open for it, and here we go. We got The Local tattoo shop. They had 150 people at their ribbon cutting. We had McGuffey just got a tattoo. The new mayor, Bowleg. He just got, York County's first. He got the first tattoo in York County.
Wow.
I think he's been back, possibly. I don't know, but yeah, it's really cool to see, something like that, pop up and do well. And big ups. I know I haven't met you, Devin, but big ups. I've been following you on Instagram. Kate as well. Those guys, man, they got good work. They're doing really good work, solid work. And they opened another ABC store next to them too, I think.
Really?
Or they redid the ABC store.
Okay. Interesting.
But yeah, you got a lot of spots just popping up. You got King of Fire, the bullpens opening up, the Brass Collar, You have a skate shop that just opened up. The local the local is tattoo shop. Textile skate shop just opened up. They bought textile skate shop out of Belmont and moved it to Clover. Will Stout, stand up dude, man. Obviously skateboarding is definitely you see a lot of skateboards hanging up in the shop. I've been skateboarding since I was in probably third grade, and haven't got a lot of time to do so in the last few years, but looking forward to going down to Textile and hooking up with Will and getting a board there and starting to roll around again, because it's been a few years. But,
well, that's cool, because
a lot of stuff popping up.
The only skate shop that I knew of was actually on Main Street in Fort Mill, but when Donut Operator moved to Texas, that went away. So
yeah, I haven't had a lot of opportunity to get outside of the vault. I live here. I slept here once. There's no showers.
You do have a couch. You do have a couch back there.
I got 2 couches. I take my pick. We sleep by the front window. We're gonna sleep in the cubby over here next to the vault. I felt safer by the vault.
I was gonna say I'd be by the vault.
Yeah. You get around, man. You've got a lot of people in this industry. I always enjoy talking to you because you bring insight that I can't get, because I can't get away from the shop. I'm stuck here. Like I said, I live here. But it's all changing. Like I said, with the growth, I really feel like we're right on the cusp, on the fence of hiring the second employee. We had a couple employees a couple years ago, or a year and a half ago, and I really just I watched the cushion in the bank account for the vault just slowly go down over the summer. But I was like, that's what it costs for me to spend time with my family this summer. And I was just like, it is what it is. And dialed it back afterwards. But we're right there on the cusp where we can hopefully comfortably hire some new help. And I don't have to be here all the time. It's just going to shift focus though. Yeah. Because then I just have more time for my career, right? Then I'm just going to be hustling harder I'm a hustler, dude.
It's funny.
You gotta be.
It's funny. You have a passion, about a business, and you start that business, then you want to grow to a point where someone else is going to run that business for you.
That's it. But I don't want to leave it. I want to be a part of it.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I want to sit on this side of the bar.
Yeah.
I want to sit on this side of the bar and talk to my customers, and not from behind the bar.
Right.
And stop in, every once in a while, or
I don't know, man.
I don't know. You have to be here every
day.
Beer
tenders, bartenders, man. Sometimes they're my therapist.
It happens. I promise you, it happens. I've got money in a card that said thank you for listening to all my drama, and I'm like, what, dude? Keep your money, dude. Like, you realize I do this every day? Like, I can't even keep up. I'm getting people's dramas mixed up.
Wait a minute, were you the guy who?
Yeah, exactly. You hear it for sure. You hear a lot of stories, but
so
it is.
But yeah, this has been fun. In full disclosure, I am completely winging it today. So everyone probably knows I did Beer With Me Charlotte for over 5 years, and I shut it down, and the domain expired 2 days ago.
Wow.
So my email account and all my
take a deep breath and
documents.
It's like, that sucks,
But my email and all my documents and everything where I was keeping this.
Oh no, they're all
now gone. So I could not get to my questions.
Oh, dude, you're doing great.
I'm completely winging it.
I don't think I am, but you're doing great. I suck. I suck at this. This is my second interview, I think. The last one didn't have video. I keep forgetting that we're being recorded here.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Do I look stupid? I think I look stupid.
No, man, you look awesome.
Oh man,
you look awesome, and we have great background.
That's it. Yeah, there's a few people at the bar hanging out. It's pretty cool.
And we got the vault and the big Clover mural.
Definitely have a real deal vault here. That's for sure.
Tell me a little bit about the mural.
That's your boy Obso out of Charlotte.
Yeah.
Graffiti and street art and graph is always been has had occupied a huge place in my heart. Like, I'm an artist. I produce electronic music. I've done that for over 20 something years. But the painting, I had I've been following. I don't want to say his real name, but Big Trouble Studios, Obso, and the stuff he was doing on the streets led over to a legit business, and that dude is just killing it, man, killing it. I think they did a 40 wall installment at Cisco, the big, it took I think 3 months or 3 months, but
Cisco is the food.
No, the Cisco, the phone. Telecommunications.
Oh, that's Cisco. Oh, the
Cisco.
Telecommunications company.
Yeah. They had a big hub in Greensboro or Winston-Salem. I'm not sure. Open up. And they did a 40.
They're actually out of San Francisco.
The main hub. Yeah. They just opened a big hub in Greensboro or Winston-Salem one.
I thought you were talking about the SYS CO, not the CIS CO.
Yeah, that's Cisco. I think. Maybe it was for them. I don't know. I just know it was Cisco. No, but they, so I've been following him for a while, man. And he didn't know who I was, but I knew who he was because he was notorious. He was killing it.
Yeah.
I mean, he came out here and killed this all freehand in 10 hours. You know,
wow.
So I called him and I was just like, dude, I own a bottle shop, a beer store out here in Clover, and and I'd love for you to come paint a mural out here. And so, he asked me what I wanted. I was like, dude, people in Clover love the town, so I wanted to say Clover. And he was like, you showed me some ideas. I was like, no, I want you to do old school Obso, like street, like straight up graph style, throw in some characters, and within 5 minutes, he showed me a quick sketch of some characters. And I think he stopped once to eat a piece of pizza or maybe go to the bathroom. Wow. And then he just killed it all day long. And that was 2 years ago.
We'll get a good shot of a good shot of this to throw it in the B-roll.
Yeah, it's dope
for people who watch the video.
It's real dope. We get a lot of compliments on it, and as we expand and as we grow, I'm going to definitely have him back out for more art, and I'm trying to get him to bring a more out of Greensboro out with him to do. A collab piece on the brick up here in the front.
Oh, okay.
So that'd be nice. That would be really dope, but
that would be very
folks.
That would be very Noto-esque as well.
There you go. Yeah, but that costs money, man. That's you got to have a couple decades of experience in that to produce the work that they're doing.
Oh yeah,
and that's something he's been doing all his life, but what they do is dope. Yeah, it says Clover. A lot of people are like, what does it say? I'm like, dude, come on, really? Clover.
Isn't it obvious?
It's the town with love in the middle.
Yes.
No, but real dope piece. It's holding up really nice. And eventually he did 2 time lapse when he did that piece.
Oh, really?
So he's got a time lapse. He had 2 cameras set up the whole time. He had one that was going to be a 15-second time lapse, and then he had another that was going to be about 15-minute time lapse. And I've hit him up a couple times. I'm like, can I get those, please? Because he told me to give them to me. He's like, I haven't pulled them off the hard drive yet. I haven't done this yet. I'm like, he's a busy dude,
busy man. Yeah,
he's a busy dude. Yeah, but him and his girl doing really dope art, street art. Yeah, they've got a cool relationship, Yeah, you and your girl are both doing graph art. Dude, that's awesome.
Oh, yeah.
That's so cool.
Yep.
Like, match made in heaven.
Yeah.
Big ups to Obso and Lotus.
Yeah. He's done some great stuff up in Charlotte.
Oh, man, he had
especially around Noda.
Do you remember the piece that was up on the side of the building, the old Fat City building? There's 3 stories in the YMCA parking lot.
Yes.
3 stories. I mean, it was huge.
Yes.
He was one of the 3 artists. It was him, Aloha, and somebody else. I can't remember, but that piece ran for a long time.
Right.
That was kind of a staple in NODA for a long time. And when that got wiped, I was like, no.
Yeah.
I heard the YMCA in NODA is about to get torn down.
Yeah, it's up for sale.
That's like a historical landmark.
Well, you know
everything's worth money in NODA.
You know what? Yeah, we're going to get in this conversation again about Charlotte, and
check this out.
They tear everything down. There's nothing,
real quick,
no history.
I sold my house in NODA for $82,000.
Oh,
turned around. I owned it for 13 years, waiting for the light rail to go in for it to boom because I knew it was happening.
Right.
Moved, and a year later, my house was worth $300,000.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say, man,
I had it. I was, you
left a year too early.
Kids are more important.
Yeah,
absolutely. Kids are more important than money. So, I got a lot of love for my family, for real. Like, dude, I've said it a couple times here, but my wife has been a huge supporter. I couldn't have done it without her, and my kids. And I have stepkids as well. I'm not leaving them out by any means. 6 collectively. 6. 2 full-time. The others are my stepkids are all older, and we don't see them as much. But kids are my life, man. Like all of them, not just my biological children, but my stepchildren also. Big ups to all of them. They're all doing great things, and I got a lot of love for every single one of them.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Family is definitely important.
That's number one. Family's number one.
Let's see.
Got a couple of people walking in here.
Yeah.
We got King of Fire's about to be here. Normally, I don't have food trucks on Saturdays, but we do today. They should be here in a couple hours.
Yeah.
Some of the best damn pizza I've ever had. Benny's is good too. I said that earlier. I got to get back to Benny's.
Oh, and NODA.
Yes.
Benny Pinello's.
Sorry, this is my old hood, and I know I've got a lot of NODA references here. Sorry, but not sorry.
Not sorry.
I remember in Cabo Fish Taco was just one storefront, not 2.
Yeah. They really blew up after Triple D.
Man, great place down there. It's different than it used to be, but it's still a great place.
Yep. Absolutely.
Dude, check this out.
All right.
I was gifted this bottle by one of my customers, and it's been sitting in my office with all the rest of the beers. And
I love Firestone Walker.
Yeah, man. I had actually never even heard of them. I hate to say that until I went.
You're from California.
I know, dude, but I haven't. It's not where you're from. It's where you're at. The Firestone Walker.
That's right. You didn't get into craft beer until you were in Charlotte, right?
Early 90s. I don't know if they were. Maybe they were around. They probably were doing their thing, I'm sure, with the quality level. But yeah, I drank some Firestone Walker at Salud. I hate to keep bringing it up. I don't hate to keep bringing them up, but actually was introduced to the brewery over there. And anyways, I've had this already. But I was gifted this and thought I'd share it with you. I've been looking for the right time to open it up, and now's the time.
Well, this is definitely a special occasion.
This is a very special occasion.
So this is XXVI, the
2022
limited edition 20.
This is their anniversary ale.
26th anniversary ale.
Yep.
So it's 26th anniversary of Firestone Walker.
So they were
2022.
So I stand corrected. I wish I did know about Firestone Walker in the mid 90s when I was still there. Actually, I moved here in the mid 90s. I moved here. So if you didn't know, I was born and raised in California, and I moved here in 95. 95.
Hey, that's when I moved here.
Really?
Yeah.
I moved here in 95. I was a punk kid, skater. Couldn't tell me shit. 19 years old, 95. I think I was supposed to graduate in 95. Later got my GED at CPCC. Yeah, Charlotte. But great beer. I remember it was really good, and was gifted this. Let's try this. Let's drink this. Want me to pour it? You want to pour it?
No, go ahead. Open it near. Oh, never mind.
Open near the microphone.
Yeah, you. Too late. You can pour near the microphone. Nice.
All right, let's go. Got a little De La Soul bumping off the 3 Feet High and three Feet High and Rising album back in the day, which actually put De La Soul on the map.
They were actually on that 50th anniversary tour, hip hop's 50th anniversary tour with LL Cool J and Juvenile, and
that makes me feel so old. I'm old.
You know what's really old? It was I was born before hip hop.
It was James Brown was doing his thing.
Yeah.
I like to get into it, Yeah. Firestone Walker, 26th anniversary ale from 2022.
Yeah.
11% on the Richter scale.
Awesome. Anniversary ale. Cheers. Oh, man, that smells rich.
Damn, that's good. That's really damn good.
What do people most misunderstand about you?
Probably that this is, like I said before, like that this is my only job. This is what I do.
Mm-hmm.
Like they think they come in here and they drink beer and they see me here time and time again and they think this is my main hustle, right? This is what I do for a living. No, it's not actually. I buy and sell scrap metal. I buy scrap metal and I've been in that industry for over 2 decades.
Oh, wow.
I used to work at a scrapyard in Noda that is no longer there now, next to where Divine Barrel is now. On the other side of the tracks of Divine Barrel was a scrapyard called Southern Resources, and I worked my way up from $8 an hour on a torch in the middle of the summer in all leathers to running the entire facility. Not the entire facility, but the entire yard. The yard manager there. And so, yeah, that's the biggest misconception is that I just do this. This is my side hustle. Once again, this is full disclaimer. This is not how I make all my money. And I don't have a lot of money. I will live check to check, just like you. I just have bigger bills. That's all it is. I swear to God. But I get to drink good beer along the way, and meet great people. I can't express enough. Like you, Ernest, like you've been a great friend that you've turned into a great friend, started as a customer and I've met so many people. It's turned into great friendships and it's just been awesome. The misconception too of that all I do is just sit around and drink beer. No, sorry. If I did that, I'd be a drunk. You can't be that. You have too much on the line. I've got a family. I've got a business, obviously. I've got a career, like many of you have a home, car notes like this. It's, you can't, I can't, if I was irresponsible, I'd be behind the bar face down, right? Yeah. No, you can't. I can't try every beer. That sucks. That's a misconception. Yeah. Have I tried everything? No. Nope. I'm trying. I'm really trying. But no, I think it's impossible. It's definitely impossible. Yeah. Misconceptions. I think people think that you could just start something like this up and you just be turnkey and you're making tons of money or something. That's not it. It's not a ton of money to be. It's an enjoyable side hustle. Even breweries and that's another thing that came up in the last episode with Chad Henderson is such a thin margin of profit. Yeah. So you got a lot of people out there doing the same thing. Might not be as good a beer. Yeah. The quality might not be as good as what you're producing, but you're still competing. Right. price wise, right?
Right.
Because the average Joe goes out and he's like, oh, beer's beer. Oh, I'm drinking craft beer. Let me get a shot of Jaeger too. You know, I was like, what the? But you know, they don't give a if it's a 7. They're like, oh, is it
Those
6?
two are mutually exclusive.
You know, but I'm like, okay, so you go out and
you.
These people are going out and they're like, oh, well, we'll go to this brewery because it's $6 pints or $7. It's a price thing, is it? Not for me. It's not. I'll pay $20 a pint if it's the best beer that I can find.
To me, I think that's another big reason for the decline in craft beer is because it is more expensive.
And to his point, to Chad's point, it's
people,
very competitive.
There's a lot of people who just can't afford craft beer now.
Well, yeah. That's
in this current economy.
Economy sucks.
Yeah. Yes, it does.
So hopefully it gets better.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that it gets better. So
yep, looking for a turnaround in 2024.
Yes, 100%.
What do you consider is your biggest failure, and what did you learn from that?
My biggest failure is spending too much time here, and my wife definitely let me know that that was my biggest failure. No, I spent a lot of time. It takes a lot of time, you know. And,
yes. Businesses do.
I don't know if it was a failure, but I think that I could have done better, right? You can always do better. In anything you do, you can always do better. Hindsight's 20/20, right?
Right.
But I think I could have done better with trying to balance family and business. And it was really difficult. This isn't my only business. Like I'm 100% on board with my career, and I probably have 50 or 60 accounts that I manage.
Wow.
Aside from, and these are big commercial accounts, you know, scrap metal accounts that I handle on top of this business, and
man, that's a lot.
So yeah, I think I could, you know, maybe just trying to balance family more than I did. I was really concerned with getting this. I mean, you start a business and you're like, here's all my chips. I'm all in. But then you're like, oh, you know, you've got family too. You can't, you gotta try to find that good balance. And that's been really difficult. But I'm doing way better now than I was in the beginning.
Awesome.
So I'm on the right track.
Cool.
Yeah.
So if you could be remembered for one thing in this industry, what would it be?
I don't know. I'm just trying to bring people together.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I brought a community together that if I wasn't here, wouldn't have been, you know, have met or been brought together, like making friendships, you know, bringing people together, just like
I've made friends here,
creating friendships and just sharing great beer with great people. That's it. Sharing great beer with great people.
Well, you know, our tagline, you know, previously with some of the shows we did, especially Beer with Friends, was what's better than a beer? A beer with friends.
That's absolutely 100% correct. Because if you're drinking good beer, you should share it with somebody. Because it's probably too much for you to enjoy by yourself.
Yeah.
Like this one we're drinking right here.
Yeah.
I'm glad we shared it.
Awesome.
That's it, man. Good beer with good friends. That's what it's about.
Yeah.
You know, that if I could be remembered, I don't know, somebody who loved their family, loved their kids, and just tried to bring some people together with a common ground, which is good craft beer.
That's awesome, man. Cheers.
Cheers to that one.
If you could go back and give your 18-year-old self some advice, what would it be?
Wow. That's a loaded question. I'd slap the out of myself. I would slap me so hard. I'd be like, you dumbass. I made a lot of mistakes at an early age and really didn't pull my head out of my ass till I was about 27. But that being said, if I could go back and give my 18-year-old self some advice, I would tell myself to not worry about college. I was getting college pressed down my throat pretty heavily, but some family members or whatever, and I just felt like that's what I had to do, right? But you know, it doesn't matter. Like college doesn't matter. Do what you love. Find a niche that you really love and go with that.
Yes.
And just like find that industry and learn as much as you can about it and become an expert in that area and just try to excel in that area. I didn't know what I wanted to do when I was 18. I wanted to party. I wanted to skate. I wanted to party. I wanted to, I didn't care about my future. I was a mess. I was a complete mess from probably 15 and a half till about 27 and a half. It is what it is. I got a checkered background, but you know, it is what it is. I'm here now and I'm really proud of where I'm at. But if I could, I don't know. I don't know what else I'd tell my 18-year-old self. I'd definitely slap the shit on myself. I made some dumb mistakes even after I was 18.
Yeah.
But
it's interesting what you say about college, because for the longest time, I wanted all my kids to get a college degree because I thought that's what held me back, But nowadays,
I think it's the student loans that are holding people back,
absolutely.
right?
These the degrees are useless.
My sister has a degree in psychology, and she doesn't have a job.
Yeah.
She's,
unless you're,
smart, but
if you're
doesn't
going
have a job.
Medical engineer, lawyer, something like that.
That's it. Like if you want a big time job, hit that college hard. Hit it hard.
Well, you have
make sure you got some money to back it up because
but don't
go into here's some advice. Don't go into college thinking that I'm going to make a bunch of money in this career path, and so it's going to pay for my college.
Yeah. Hey,
because there's a bunch of people thinking that, and it's cutthroat.
Hey, kids,
and you might get stuck with a big damn bill at the end. Instead, don't open up a beer store. No, I'm not just kidding. It's not.
So kids, don't knock OJT on the job training and learning a skill coming up through the ranks, or even trade school.
That's it. I mean, I finally, like I said, at 27, I started working for a scrapyard and realized how much money was coming in and how much money was going out. And I almost quit my first paycheck. I wasn't getting paid nothing. I was going to go back to plumbing, but they're like, just hang out, try it out and see what's up. And I just got a little Mead notebook. The little ones that fit in your pocket. And I started taking notes. And I stayed up my manager's ass and I just asked him a bunch of questions, just trying to learn. And I'd go home and study that like it was college for 2 years.
Yeah.
I was running the place in 5 years.
Nice.
And I doubled my salary several years after that. That's the way to go, man. In my opinion, learn a trade.
Hell yeah.
Trade is where to go. That's where it's at.
I agree. You gotta have something.
That is such good beer. What is this? Oh, my homie over at Spike's right here. So we got fresh pork skins, by the way. My man Spike that just walked in, he makes fresh pork skins local right here, and we carry them as well. And there's some flavors that you can only get at the vault. There's a few flavors you can only get here, but he blesses us.
I've had some of those. They're
so
really good.
They're so good.
They're really good.
But unfortunately, we don't have the means to sell the boiled peanuts. But he always does boiled peanuts. He knows I love boiled peanuts, and he always brings me. He hooks me up. That's what he just dropped off right here. Some boiled peanuts, dude.
Nice. So, what's the most important lesson that you've learned since you opened the Vault Bottle Shop?
Long pause. Tiptoe around this one.
Let me think.
You know what? Not everybody's your friend. It's you have to really feel your community out. There are people that will be there and act like your friend, but they're really there to analyze you and tear you down. You really have to,
or see what they can get out of you.
See what they can get out of you, or and a lot of these people, they don't even realize what they're doing. You do, because you have a business on the line.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's not all fun and games. It's not all, hey, drink beer with everybody. They're all your friends. They're not. But is there a lot of patrons that are good friends? Yeah, there are. But I don't know. To answer your question in short, you just got to be careful, I guess, who you open up to, right?
Yeah.
You're in the public eye.
Yeah.
But
well, I always say, I've always been trusting, and I trust people until they prove otherwise.
I do too.
Yeah.
And you have to be careful of that for sure.
Now, you're going to get burned.
Yeah, you will.
But then you'll know, hey, okay, I can't trust that person.
Yeah, I got this. Some people look at it at just the face, right?
Mm-hmm.
They don't really know you. They don't really know you, what you're going through, what you're dealing with. They don't know who you are as a person. They know you as this is the owner of the vault, or the owner of X brewery, or whatever. And they'll slap that label on you along with every other label they can slap.
Yeah.
Along with it. And that's just not who we are, right? That's not who we are as people. We're real people just like everybody else. So I don't know. I think that's probably it.
It's one piece of advice that you would give to someone who's thinking about opening a bottle shop.
In the words of the great Jason Glunt, you're crazy. Just be yourself, be real.
Yeah.
Do a lot of research on good beer. If they're trying to do something like this, don't do it in my area. Somewhere else. It's a business, and don't think that it's going to be your sole sense of source of income.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely have a job or a career that pays your bills. It's not all bad though. There's a lot of good that comes along with it for sure. Friends and relationships that come along with it are great, but go into it with a love for the craft. Go in with it for a love of beer and the love for the craft, and I don't know, probably want a kitchen. That would help, but be open-minded. Definitely be open-minded.
What's your favorite productivity hack?
Productivity hacked. Elaborate.
So, what's something that helped you be the most productive? That people
Proper sleep.
People
100%.
Yeah.
That's really
That's
it.
something
if
that
I can
people
get more
don't think
sleep,
about, yeah.
I like when I get more sleep than I normally do, I'm way more productive. Like I come in here, I'm like, yeah, dude, tagging beer, putting on the show. But lack of sleep. I don't know. That's a good question. Like technology.
Well, technology is always an accelerator, but I mean,
Good sleep. Get good sleep.
Yeah. Sleep's good.
Underrated.
Sleep's good. Yeah.
It's underrated.
Not for me anymore.
Yeah. You need it. You need good
Back
sleep.
in my 20s and 30s, I used to be, I'll sleep when I'm dead.
Exactly.
Now I'm like,
exactly.
I'm taking a nap in the
I
afternoon.
don't want to die. Now you're like, I don't want to die.
I'm taking a nap now.
Yes. So I think I opened the shop yesterday, and by 1 o'clock, I open 11 Monday through Friday. I opened it by 1 o'clock. I was talking to a customer who was like, I just want to take a nap right now. Like, I just want to go to sleep, really. And it's not because I played Rocket League the night before. It's not. I promise it's not. They say the first step to recognizing you have a problem is admitting you have a problem. I don't have a problem.
I can stop anytime I want.
I can stop anytime I want. I love Rocket League. It's a fun game. If you don't play it, you should.
Is that the one with the cars?
It's the cars in an enclosed dome. It's soccer with cars. Yeah. It's so addicting. I used to watch my kids play. I was like, this is the dumbest game I've ever seen in my life. You guys are dumb. Like, put something better on. Like, watch YouTube videos of unboxing something stupid or something.
Yeah.
And then I played it for 20 minutes and I was like completely addicted. And I play it. I do grind it out 2-3 hours a night. I do. I didn't play last night because we were doing Clover here at the vault. Yeah,
Oh yeah,
for y'all that don't know,
Brent's a DJ.
I DJ'd in Charlotte and regionally, probably 3-4 state radius for 20 years, and I still produce electronic music. Big place in my heart for that as well. But yeah, I've got a DJ booth here, and we have DJs here from time to time. But I brought one of my buddies out last night, and we tag teamed on the decks for probably about 3.5 hours.
I wish I would have known.
It was a good time. It was a good time. We're thinking about possibly doing a First Friday here. It's not a club setting, so it's different.
Yeah.
But we're playing those type of tunes.
Yeah.
We're beating up the speakers and having a good time, and we got plenty of good beer.
Move these tables out of the way.
That's it. Have a create a dance floor. Glow sticks and lasers and shit. Strobe lights, fog machine. No, we're not doing that. But but we're the old schoolers. We're the 40, 50-year-old club that still enjoys electronic music and did party like that back in the day. But
it was
here
funny.
we are now. We own a beer store and we drink good beer.
It was funny. I was just I was talking to some people over here, and I'm like, you know what? This is our Monday afternoon retirement group location. So all of us retirees come in.
I love that. It's crazy you said like so. If you look at here in Clover, I know it's probably different everywhere else, but if you look at our demographic, you look at the pie. And the largest chunk of that pie, age group wise, is 35 to 55. Mm-hmm. Why? Because we're adults. We're drinking adult beer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This isn't the spot to come and slam a bunch of beers back and ask for Red Bull and vodka. That's just not going to happen here.
Right.
We try to focus on the small batch stuff and the
good stuff.
The good stuff. Stuff that is interesting and intriguing to experienced beer drinkers.
Yeah. Cool. What's a underrated tool or tools that is indispensable for your job?
Fuck, my phone. I'm on my phone nonstop. All the apps and websites and the social media social media has become the way to advertise. In DJing and stuff back in the day, we'd flyer parking decks.
Yeah.
You'd come out of the club and you'd have 3 flyers under your windshield wiper. That doesn't happen anymore. Nobody's doing that because it gets thrown on the track. It's just, it's all social media. That's it. It's Instagram, TikTok's huge, right? And, Facebook, obviously that's really, those are the tools.
Yeah.
If you're not, that's why, like, look at the Replay hires Andrew, right? For high into their social media, because that is what's driving business. That's marketing.
That is
100%.
The biggest part of your marketing is social media now.
$1 million to market all over the United States? Sure, but we're a small space in a smaller vicinity. You don't need it. Like, so it's for a smaller business like this, it's all social media.
And social media is very localized.
It is.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's
as localized as you want it to be.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
As big as your company, like you can spend a ton of money on ads.
Yeah, absolutely.
But that's been the biggest tool in getting people, letting people know what and informing people of what's going on here. Obviously, we have a website, vaultbottleshop.com, an events page that people can look at and see, hey, what's the food truck going to be like on my birthday 2 months from now? Full disclaimer, it is not up to date. That's my fault. That's also my job. I'm usually at least 3 months out. Right now, I'm like living week to week. It's bad. It's bad. I need to get back up on that. I need to do better. If you've listened to this full podcast, you know that I've got a lot on my plate between family, in my career and this business, and it's hard to stay up to date on untapped menus. And as far as package goes, obviously our draft is up to date by the minute, but yeah, it's hard to keep up. I asked Jason, I hate to keep Jason has obviously been a huge inspiration, but I asked him, like he told me, like, keeping up with inventory, especially on like untapped and stuff is coming in, fresh stuff. That's his biggest challenge. That's what he told me. Just keeping with that. And I'm like, wow. And then I get it now. That's stupid hard. Like every 2 days I get an update, like Salute just added blah, 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 blah to the menu. And it's not draft because I got updates on Untapped to say, oh yeah, we just added, low tide this or equilibrium that. But keeping up with your package inventory, your to-go menu, that menu is hard, man. Because we get 10, 20 new beers a week. And we lose 5 to 10 probably, Right. And there's constantly new stuff coming in, new stuff that's not available for a year. So do you take that out of your inventory or do you leave it on there for next year? It's really
all those
tough.
Seasonals.
People come in, they're like, well, I saw this on I was like, there's a disclaimer on our website. It says call ahead because it's hard for us to keep track of that. Jason, I don't know who does a better job than the guys at Salute. And guys and gals at Salute. Yeah. They do a great job. Definitely call ahead if you're looking for something that you see on our menu or if you want to order something, we got you there too.
If you could start another business tomorrow, what would it be?
Really? I would love
Would it be about
to learn how to brew beer and learn the insides and outs of that. I don't know. I don't know if that's the direction I would go. As old as I am, I'm a lot older than I look. I get that a lot. Like, you don't look that old. Yeah, I'm getting close to the 50 and up club. So, but
welcome.
I would love to. Thank you. I would love to learn how to brew beer and do it on a larger scale than just at my house. And I don't know if I could start a business tomorrow. I don't know. They're not making any more land. Real estate would be good, right?
Yeah.
But there's no passion in that for me.
Yeah.
You definitely, if you're young and you're looking to find your niche and find what you want to do as a career in life, do something that you love. That's the best advice I could give to anybody is to do something that you love because you're going to do it every day. If you're not doing something that you love, you're miserable. Yeah. You're miserable and you're just working paycheck to paycheck. But find something that you really love to do where you just come to work and it's fun. Yeah. That's it. I feel like brewing beer would be kind of fun. I don't know, I haven't done it yet. All the brewers out there are probably like, no, that, don't do it. No, that's not worth it. Don't do it. But, I don't know.
I mean,
the brewers out there that are killing it are probably like, don't do that. Don't do it. Don't.
I don't know. The brewers I know, they're still very passionate about it.
That's it. And that's what's cool about this industry is everybody loves what they're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wish that this was my sole source of income.
Yeah.
It'd be great. But, maybe it will be one day.
Hopefully so.
Hopefully so. Yeah.
What are the 3 best beers that you've had in the past year?
That's a great question because I don't remember like 80% of them. That's a great question. The one that pops to mind first, I mentioned earlier, Legal Remedy Bohemian Dark Czech Lager should be canned soon. I heard Zach was brewing a big batch of that soon, or he was brewing a big batch of it a few weeks ago. Look for that. That's a phenomenal dark Czech lager. Definitely, that was probably my number one beer of 2023. That maybe it's just because I had a great deal of it. It was so good. I touched on that earlier. That's the one that pops into my mind first. Abomination just made a beer that is a triple IPA. It's called Love Letters from Hell, and there's some artwork that's pretty dark, on it, and I don't necessarily agree with personally. But
that's
the beer was phenomenal.
That's par for Abomination.
Yeah, you're right, 100%. That's
them
that's
and
what they
Burial.
do. Them and Burial. Yeah, they choose the darker side of things. But as far as the beer quality and the beer taste, like the beer, oh my god, this triple IPA, Love Letters from Hell, ridiculously good. I don't even like really triple IPAs. They're just a little too much for me.
Yeah.
I couldn't get enough of that beer. It was so good and dangerous. There's something that you add marshmallow to a triple IPA, and it just covers up all the alcohol. And it's just like, this is great.
Gives you that sweet touch that you don't normally get in a triple IPA.
So good. So that is definitely would be my on my top 3. If I had to choose one more, what would it be? Damn, man. I get a lot of stuff from Other Half and Eagler. I've tried a lot of Treehouse stuff over the last couple of years.
Overrated. You heard it here.
Yeah.
I don't know if you heard it here first, but
depends on how fresh you get the can, right? It depends on how fresh you get the can. They definitely know what they're doing. I don't think that Other Half should be overlooked.
Out of that area, I prefer Trillium.
Trillium is definitely killing it. Yeah, Trillium, great stuff out of Trillium. We get about 3 drops from Trillium a year, 3 or 4. But if I could put I don't even know. Let me think about that for a quick second.
So you got 2.
I'm gonna go out on a limb right here, and I'm gonna go ahead and plug a brewery out of Louisville, Kentucky. Atrium. So there's a beer that my good friend Spencer is the owner and head brewer there at Atrium Brewing. They've got Brewery of the Year in Louisville, Kentucky. Should I say this? Over Against the Grain. The last 2 or 3 years in a row, they're absolutely killing it. They just opened their second location, but there's a beer called what is it called? Honest Thief. It is a barrel-aged stout that he has been tweaking.
Sounds like the Robin Hood of beers.
That's it. And he has been tweaking this recipe since he was in high school, maybe. And he's absolutely killing it right now. Honest Thief. If you can get a bottle of Honest Thief from Atrium, some good stuff right there.
Cool.
So, top 3. That's what comes to my mind first.
Nice. Awesome.
I don't know.
Is there any question that I didn't ask that you wish I would have?
I don't know, man. That's a hard one. No, I don't know, man. You got really great questions.
See, that's what I've been telling you.
Yeah, you just found them. I don't know.
Now that I have my notes.
I could plug the shop all you want, but that's not really what you're after.
Well, this is your opportunity to plug the shop.
All right, here we go. Open up. We got food trucks here Monday, Wednesday, Friday nights. Kind of the same format, Monday and Wednesday. We've got trivia on Monday with a food truck. We do music bingo on Wednesday with a food truck. Friday, we usually have live music. We're starting to do some DJs every first Friday with a food truck. Today's Saturday. We have a food truck. We do comedy shows here. I really want Lauren to make the exception. If you're listening, we need you to make the exception of the Vault Bottle Shop is the exception of your new business venture. You definitely need to still do the comedy shows at the Vault because people are asking and they're waiting.
Yeah.
So I would like to at least do a couple of those. We do a great comedy show with Lauren Ansley.
He's talking about the Beerly Funny comedy shows.
Beerly Funny. Look them up.
Absolutely outstanding.
Great comics. This isn't like your comedy show at your local spot where it's free to get in. This is a ticketed event. We dim the lights. We have a spotlight on the comedians. They're like, the comedians are
Top notch,
like nationally renowned, like,
Yes.
regional artists usually, but they are able to stop in on a Thursday night when we have our comedy show because they're booked in Charlotte on a Friday or Saturday night. And
Yep.
we're
At the
able to
Comedy
catch
Zone.
them at the Comedy Zone, and we're
Yep.
able to catch them right here in Clover. And you've got a very small, intimate crowd here, 30, 40, 50, 60 people. And it's so much fun.
Mhm.
And you got great beer here, so it's a good time. But I hope we can continue to do that with Lauren. If you're watching, I need to call you and beg.
I'll make sure that
Put
she
in a
sees
good
it.
word. Put in a good word. If it wasn't for Ernest, I don't think we would have been doing the comedy shows with Lauren. You knew her, obviously. You threw that contact out there.
I think that's one of the first people I was like, Brent,
Yeah.
you need to get in contact with Lauren.
So comedy shows, every once in a while we do like a first Tuesday beginners paint class. This Tuesday, actually doing a paint class. There's an art teacher that comes in, Melissa Gatton, and she will guide anybody that's paid the ticket. All includes like your paint, your canvas, everything's included. You just come and she guides you through painting a canvas, and it's every month. So that's pretty cool that we're doing that. And
yeah,
live music every Friday night. All the food trucks are on heavy rotation as well. It's not the same truck. What else do we do up here, Ernest? I don't know.
drink beer.
Drink some good beers.
Sometimes we drink some great beers.
Sometimes we drink some really great beers. Dude, that Firestone Walker was great.
That was really great. Thank you so much for sharing.
Hell yeah.
All right, very last question. Where can people find you online?
TheVaultBottleShop.com. I am in process of updating the events page. And it's been better in past years. And obviously Facebook, Instagram, The Vault Bottle Shop. That's it.
Awesome.
We are on TikTok. You can follow us. If we get enough followers on TikTok, I think we'll make another video.
Yeah.
We are on TikTok, but we don't have a lot of followers and we haven't posted a lot of videos. It's probably why I don't have a lot of followers. But
Yep.
like I said earlier, we're not going to have our employees dancing around and lip syncing to. You got to do that though, right?
Oh,
you
yeah.
have to do
Yeah.
that these days. It's
Yeah.
crazy, you know?
And
That should be in their job description. Like,
Yeah.
I have to dance around and lip sync to shit.
no, we don't dance around, but people probably don't know that we Behind the Beer podcast is on Facebook, Instagram,
Yeah.
of course, YouTube, Spotify, Amazon, Apple, iHeartRadio,
Everything. Everywhere.
but we are also on TikTok.
There you go. You got to be at this point.
Our short form content that we take from these podcasts goes up on TikTok and also Reels on Facebook and Instagram and Shorts on YouTube. So check them out. All righty. Brent,
Ernest, this has been so much fun.
Thank you so
For
much,
real.
man.
Dude, we got to do it again.
yeah,
Please.
Absolutely.
Please.
It's been a ton of fun, and I appreciate you being on this 7th episode of Behind the Beer.
Anytime. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah. And one of these days, I'm going to come up with like a pithy outro, like, hey, everybody, drink craft beers.
I got the outro. Let's drink another beer. I'm going to open up another bottle. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Stay tuned for the next episode Behind the Beer.
All right.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yep. Thanks, everyone.
Awesome.
And catch us again soon on another episode of Behind the Beer.
Thank you for joining us for this episode of Behind the Beer. Please rate and review us on your favorite listening platform. Subscribe to us on YouTube at youtube.com/@behindthebeer. If you would like to be a guest on Behind the Beer, email us at behindthebeer2020@gmail.com. Behind the Beer is produced by BWM Productions.